On Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, we are reminded to pay attention to what is important to us, to put away all of the things that distract us, our phones, our tablets, our games, our toys, our work, our emails, our text messages, just to be present with our community and with God. We come to synagogue and we are enveloped in the presence of one another and the sounds of prayer. We look around and see the people who are most important to us. And we look inside to listen to the deepest thoughts that we may have forgotten. This time to pay attention, it is essential because we have been busy with school, with work, with sports, with homework, with our various scheduled and unscheduled activities. And we have likely missed something. So we use this time to refocus, to recenter ourselves. Once upon a time, there were two great Torah scholars. They were serious students who spent hours, days, weeks, months, years learning everything that they could about our ancient tradition. They went so deep into study that one day they learned the secret to bring about the Messianic age, the time when the world would be peaceful and perfect. You want to know the secret they learned? They learned that if you found the cave of King David, you could wake up King David and give him special water from the stream nearby, and that would bring this perfect time into the world. Not only that, but these amazing scholars, they learned that there was a special melody that you could sing as you wandered the earth looking for King David's cave. And this melody would help guide you on your way. So they learned the melody. Ready? And they practiced it until they were sure that they wouldn't forget it. And they set out on their journey. And as they journeyed, they sang. They wandered through fields of snow and ice, singing, They trekked through a field full of beautiful flowers. They traveled up and down mountains and deep into valleys, all the while. Until finally, that beautiful melody led them to a beautiful, clear stream, and they followed that stream to a large rock. And when they sang to the rock, when they sang that tune, the rock moved, opening up and revealing King David's cave. So they went inside this cave, still singing this secret music. And the cave was more beautiful than they could have imagined. The walls glistened with gold and silver. The ground was made of diamonds and rubies and pearls. They were surrounded by wealth and beauty. And immediately, these scholars thought of all of the people that they knew that they could help with the riches that were around them. They thought about their families and their friends who could have everything their heart's desires, who would never lack for food, for clothing, or anything else ever again. And so the scholars began to fill their pockets with the diamonds, the rubies, the pearls, the gold, the silver, everything they could grab and hold. But they were so busy filling their pockets that they didn't notice when King David, far into the cave, arose and held out his hand for the water from the nearby stream. King David waited and waited. And the longer he waited, the longer the scholars filled their pockets, the less they sang. Until eventually they stopped all together singing. And when they stopped, there was a loud crash of thunder, and the cave around them disappeared. Suddenly, the scholars were outside in the wilderness again, their pockets empty, no stream, no cave to be found. They had failed on their mission to bring about the Messianic age. The scholars failed, though, not because they thought of those who they could help, but because they forgot the purpose of their mission. They lost focus. They never brought about a world where not only their own friends and families would live in harmony, but everyone would. They were distracted by the small gems and did not see the big prize that lie ahead of them. Our lives are full of small gems, and those small gems are truly beautiful and helpful. And those gems are things that help sustain us and the ones we love. But on Rosh Hashanah and on Yom Kippur, we are reminded to put down the shiny objects and look at the entire cave, to see King David awake and waiting for us. Because if we each focus, if we each really pay attention during our prayer, during this high holiday season, then maybe this year, maybe in 5783, we can finish the mission of the scholars from so long ago. Yai, dai, 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 dai.